Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Will. Thank you for joining me once again, and I hope you're having a blessed day wherever you are in your journey. I usually don't like to bring content displaying some of my higher end purchases. I know a lot of guys are just getting into firearms. Some people are new to self-defense and new to carrying, trying to look for options that best suits their budget and best suits them as far as individual needs. I wouldn't really consider this a trend gun. It's just expensive. It's definitely a high performing duty or self-defense pistol. And if you clicked on this video, you already know what it is. The Staccato C2 is a part of Staccato's Legacy series. They just released the new model called the HD. And to be honest, I purchased this not that long ago, a little bit ago. And if I knew that Staccato was coming out with a brand new platform, I probably would have waited. But that being said, this is still a fantastic firearm. If you don't know, Staccatos cost a little bit of coin. A lot of 1911 aficionados will state that Staccato is considered mid-tier if you compare them to Nighthawk or Atlas or Wilson Combat. The list goes on and on. I've always liked Staccatos from the moment I saw them. I didn't want to spend that much money on a pistol. So even though they cost a lot, they are worth every penny. As always, all of these firearms are safe and clear. As you can see, I'm not working on or modifying any of my firearms at the time of filming. So let's go over some specs of the C2 real fast. The Staccato C2 is a high-performance, compact, double-stack 9mm pistol designed for duty, concealed carry, and personal defense. It's part of Staccato's 2011 Legacy series, which modernizes the classic 1911 with the double-stack polymer grip. It has exceptional accuracy with the match-grade bull barrel and light, crisp 1911 style trigger. Staccato's smooth recoil management system is a full-length guide rod. It helps reduce muzzle flip, making it easier to stay on target. The ergonomics and the stippling make the grip angle more comfortable and secure in hand. The double-stack 2011 design allows for 16+1 rounds, a significant upgrade over traditional single-stack. It comes with Dawson Precision's optic system, making it easier to mount popular red dots like the Trijicon RMR and SRO that is seen here. It has an outstanding trigger, clean, crisp, and short reset. PSA time. YouTube is still restricting all of my content pretty hard. Unfortunately, other creators are also being restricted that focus on self-defense or firearm content. But if you could, please like, share, and subscribe if you find any value from this video or any of my other videos as well. It helps me out tremendously and I really appreciate it. I've looked at this platform for years. They want to spend that much money, but after I shot one, I shot a Staccato P, I was hooked. I purchased a Bull Armory SAS2 TAC 4.25. I wish I would have held on to it, but it was a little bit too big. I also had a Springfield Prodigy. I don't have it right at this second, but it was like the gateway drug into the 1911, 2011 world. With those models, the Prodigy and the Bull Armory, those were way too big to carry. And I'll get to why I don't carry this as much. I do carry it. This gun is pretty awesome. The only reason I don't carry it as much is the price tag. These cost $2,500, but I wanted something that was able to carry and conceal easier than a bigger 2011. I've lost weight the past year, so carrying a full-size firearm like the Glock 17 or Springfield Prodigy, even with layers of clothes on, is not fun. This is the perfect balance. This is a 3.9-inch barrel. It's optics ready. You can mount a weapons light. I initially had the Streamlight TLR 7A, And when Streamlight released the new HLX model, I noticed it would kind of match the end of the slide. This weapon light is actually a really big upgrade to the TLR7 series. It has 1,000 lumens, a rechargeable battery, all the same great functions of the original, but just more powerful. Mounted at Trijicon SRO, it's something about this look with a 2011. Bigger window and a big, looks like a scope. It does something with the aesthetics for me. I don't know, it's just me being, those guys like sexy guns, and this is definitely sexy too. And this firearm is safe. As you can see, there's the take up, maybe 2 millimeters. Break. Staccato states this is a 4.5 pound trigger, which I don't really focus on how heavy the trigger is. This feels lighter. I don't have a trigger weight scale. It is an excellent trigger. It's 1911. If you're familiar with 1911, you guys know they have pretty much the best triggers in the world with Staccato C2 at 7 yards. I already got some down range already, but let's see. I don't have my holster, so I'm gonna just go 6 rounds kind of fast. So we'll go. Let's see. Kind of got wild with it, but the C2 was often compared to many mid-tier polymer options, striker-fired options, such as the Glock 19, the SIG P320, various other 1911, 2011 options. This is pretty much the same size as the Glock 19. It's not that big of a difference as far as just the overall length and width, where they match up. I believe the Glock 19 has a 4-inch barrel. The C2 has a 3.9 inch. The weight is a big difference with this being a striker fire polymer option. You get one more round with the C2. You guys know, if you watch my content before, you know how I feel about the Glock 19. And on another note, I wanted to wait before I purchased the C2. When Staccato first came out, they were all the rage. They still are, kind of. I wanted to make sure I was really comfortable with all of my options, whether it was Glock or CZ or SIG or HK, that I was competent with those firearms with the striker fire platform before I moved on to the 1911, 2011. Even though these have better triggers, which helps aid in accuracy, I wanted to make sure I was really efficient with striker fired options, especially with Glock. If you guys know Glock, you know these triggers kind of suck. Once you figure out the trigger of the Glock, the grip angle, and you're a proficient shooter, that was a good gauge if I'm ready for the 2011 world. So this is a new pickup that I just made, the T-Size B9R Duty. This one is a 5-inch, but it's more of a budget option. As far as Staccato, these cost way less for the money. The issue was, are you willing to pay this much money for a carry gun, which is essentially, this is what this is a carry gun. This is a 5-inch, I probably won't carry this. You can make some comparisons as far as what you get and what should you wait to save up your money and jump straight to the C2, or can you start with something like this? In hindsight, I kind of did. I went to the Springfield Prodigy first, and by the time I upgraded everything, I put an ignition kit, a different trigger. I did multiple other things. And for the money that I spent on the Prodigy, I could have just bought the Staccato C2 or Staccato P. But anyway, MSRP is around $700–800, but you can find them way cheaper because I did. It's a pretty solid option. There are some problems. You can watch the series that I'm doing right now. You'll have to put in some work with this. With the C2, you don't have to do as much as far as trying to figure out if the optic will fit or if that light will fit. Like, this was a struggle to put even this X300 on. For the money and what it's worth, you might want to start with something like this and then work your way up to the C2. And this is pretty smooth too. I had my gunsmith work this over. As you can see, I got a new trigger for it. But video's not about the B9R. These mags, this is the TSOS mag, 17 rounder. As you can see, these are Checkmate mags. They make magazines for multiple brands such as Staccato and TSOS and other manufacturers. This 17 round mag fits in there. You don't have to worry about over inserting the mags with the bigger ones. It locks back, it works. These magazines are pretty expensive because I guess they have to tune them, and that's another kind of negative or con against the 2011, 1911. The magazines are very expensive. It is what it is. As far as the quality, it's a high performance EDC or a pistol. I wish they weren't as expensive, but it's the name of the game. I waited for the longest time, kind of saved up until the right deal came around, and I purchased it. Would I have purchased this C2 if I knew the HD was releasing soon? Maybe. New HD accepts Glock mags, which is pretty awesome. That's a pretty awesome selling point, and it doesn't have the grip safety. Still maintains the classic 1911 grip angle. The slide release, slide stop, slide release is pushed back more like a striker fire. If you guys don't know, you kind of have to break your grip, release the slide on 1911s, but with that new HD, it's pushed back so you can hit it with your thumb. That's pretty awesome. I do still want a Staccato P, but with other options such as the Prodigy and this TSOS. I'm not sure if I'll get a P, maybe. Definitely am looking into the HD. The selling factor for me, really, as far as picking the C2 over the C or the CS or the P, first of all, this is ultra concealable. This angle right here, the classic 1911 look. The Springfield Prodigy is actually a great place to start, even though I don't have it right now. Springfield kind of used the first and second versions as a beta test on the public to see what needed to be corrected, and so they fixed those issues now. And the new versions, the compact, they have a 3.5 and a 4 1/4 version with a 15 round mag capacity. Those are definitely something to look into if you want to get into the 1911 world. Bull Armory is another one. I might hurt a lot of people's feelings, but Bull Armory is slept on. A lot of it is because they're not available. You have to order directly from Bull Armory. I kind of regret giving that away. They're not as cheap as Springfield and TSOS, but they're cheaper than Staccato. Great options. Staccato is pretty much everywhere. Every major retailer, they have the marketing behind them. TSOS, you can find them relatively cheap. They're cheaper than a lot of Glock 19 MOSs right now. TSOS is actually pretty good so far. This is definitely worth the price of admission. My recommendation, this is just me personally, if you want to wait and just save up your money, I would definitely look at the C2. The negatives, the price. The price of this gun, because you have to keep in mind that the plate system from Dawson Precision, the DPO, is not included with the purchase of the firearm. So you'll have to order that from Dawson, which I think they're going for around 130 right now. You can use C&H Precision, also sells plates for them, which the price is not that big of a difference there. So I just went with Dawson because they have a working relationship with Staccato. So if you can, shoot one just to see what you think. I will say right up front, once you do fire one, you're going to be most likely hooked because they're just so accurate. It took me a while. I saved up a little bit. I was purchasing other firearms in the meantime too, but as soon as you try it, you're going to be hooked. That's what happened to me, and my wife kind of helped me not to go full bore and just going straight to 1911, 2011 for all my options. But this probably is my best firearm. I'm just being honest. This is every bit worth the price of admission. It's point. As soon as you get these sights on the target, it's going where it needs to go. Once you try it, you're going to be hooked. So as always, be safe. Until next time.